Some of you might have noticed I've got new glasses. I went to the optician. I went into the little room with the lady and the computer. She brought my record up on the screen. She said, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Yes, of course." She said, "Have you been going somewhere else?" And I thought, I've never been accused of cheating on my optician before. But I explained to her that my husband was also in having an eye test. He'd gone in 5 minutes ahead of me with a different optician, obviously. I said, "I think he's probably done by now." She said, "Oh, he's definitely done by now." I said, "Why did you say it like that?" She said, "We've been in here a really long time." I said, "Why?" She said, "Well, if you came a bit more often, I wouldn't have so much to tell you." "All right, arsey cow." So I came out and my husband was there waiting for ages, sure enough, all done. And we worked out it was 8 years since his last appointment and 9 for me, so he wasn't much better than I was. I said, "What did they say about your eyes? What was the verdict?" He said, "Oh, they said they're pretty much the same. In fact, if anything, they might be a bit better." Fucking better? Fucking better? Whose eyes improve with age? It's not fucking Wolverine. But this is exactly the same when we go to the dentist, because he's got really good teeth, never needs anything doing. Sometimes he'll do a scrape and polish so you feel like he's joining in on the experience. I have terrible teeth. Whenever I go to the dentist, I ask, "How many fillings do I need?" Because it's always at least one. I have, and I don't think this is common, a loyalty card at the dentist. Can tell from your response it's not common at all, is it? It's a little bit of cardboard. It's got all my teeth drawn on. Every time I get a filling, they colour another one in. And when it's full, I get diabetes. The last time my husband had a scrape and polish, he went to pay afterwards. And the lady said, no, you can have this one free of charge because your wife is such a good customer. His eyes are improving, his teeth are always fine. I've got a horrible feeling that we're turning into Richard and Judy. It's harsh, but you know what I mean, don't you? I don't think Judy Finnegan is aging badly. I think she's aging normally. He, I think, is drinking the blood of a virgin. The reason she looks like she does is because she's got to deal with his shit every fucking day. Every time he opens his mouth to talk, we all cringe, don't we? What's he going to say? She's just glad he's not going down on her. There's an image for you all to take home. You're welcome. Well, my husband said, "That's what they said about my eyes. What did they say about your eyes?" I said, "Oh, I need different pairs of glasses for so many different things. I've got drivers, I've got readers. These are the ones I have to wear if I want to eat a Twix. These are the ones I wear if I'm meeting a friend. But if I see her ahead of time or I give her a little wave across the street, it's different fucking glasses." So I'm going to have so many chains around my neck, I'm going to look like Mr. fucking T. I decided to get a pet. I've always grown up with pets, and in my teens and in my 20s. And then there's something about the lifestyle of being a comedian. That means you're on the road a lot. It's not really conducive to having animals at home. And then I thought, I've done this 8 years. Maybe it's time the lifestyle worked around me for a change. So I really wanted a cat. I got a cat 2 years ago. I got another cat last year. My fella seems to think I just wanted 2 cats. He doesn't realise it's now an annual event. The second cat we got is a rescue cat. She was just left outside of the vet in a box overnight, just left. And she's lovely, she's very affectionate. Whenever my fella picks her up, she starts purring straight away, and he looks her right in the face and he goes, "Who would abandon you? Who would abandon you?" I said, "Stop saying that to her." It's like somebody saying to me, "Who would divorce you?" Someone fucking did. But then my friend starts telling me about his sexual exploits, and he said he'd had sex on a kitchen sink. He said, "Have you ever had sex on a kitchen sink?" And I wanted to tell him that I thought it sounded incredibly unhygienic. But I didn't. I just went, "No." And I got home and I thought, am I a prude? I don't think I am a prude, but maybe I am. So I said to my boyfriend, "Would you like to have sex on a kitchen sink?" I get the impression it's supposed to be a bit more in the moment, rather than like when you've done those dishes, get your arse on there. Because we're very well matched, my boyfriend said, "Why would I want to have sex on a kitchen sink? That'd be like eating your dinner out of a shoe." Then my friend said he'd had sex on a plane. He said, "Have you ever had sex on a plane?" I said, "I've not had sex on a sink, and that's in me flat. What do you reckon?" And he said, I've had sex on a plane. He said, that's dangerous, that's exciting. I said, well, I suppose it is. But I think having a massive shit with a queue outside on a plane is more dangerous. And I've definitely done that. And from the clapping, I can tell I'm not the only one. We're all members of the Pile High Club. Me and my fella don't really get nights off together very often, so when we do, we try to make the most of it. And went out on, we call them like a date night. Went out on a date night recently, had a curry, lovely curry, got in, put a DVD on, everything going really well. Halfway through the film started to get a little bit amorous, a little bit frisky, which I suppose is one of the points of the date night. Seemingly, we'd forgotten that 2 hours before that, we'd had a curry. Nevertheless, he went downstairs. I don't mean for a glass of water. I already told you I live in a flat, fucking work it out. The only reason he'd go downstairs is to do the bins. And that should never be a euphemism for that. Do you fancy doing the bins later on? It doesn't work, does it? No. And there's no nice way of saying this to you lovely people, but I could feel a fart brewing. Nobody knows what to do, do they? There's no plan of action for this. So what I did, and I don't really know I did this, certainly don't know why I'm telling you lot. Similar to in the film Rain Man, I started going, uh-oh. 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 And he carried on, because as he told me afterwards, he thought I was doing an impression of Beyonce. But we've clearly not got the hang of the whole seduction thing. I think that's fairly evident from what I've told you so far, isn't it? But I walked in on him the other day and he was lying on the bed just in his pants, because you know how men think that's attractive. And he had one bollock hanging out. And I thought, I'm going to have to pull him on it. Question him on it, not pull him on it. If only they made that noise. If they made that noise, I'd never leave the little buggers alone. I said, do you know that you've got a bollock hanging out? He said, yes, I do. I put it out especially for you. I'll tell you a little thing and then I'll let you go home. I've started doing this thing, maybe some of you already do this. I've started listening to people's conversations on the bus and on the train. And I was listening recently to two old ladies and they were talking about what they would do if they were men for a day. I thought, these answers are going to be pretty good because these old ladies have got this wealth of experience, you know. These answers are going to be quite insightful. And I was going out for lunch with three of my friends and I thought I'll ask them the same questions. So I said to my first friend, what would you do if you were a man for a day? Without even thinking, she just went, I'd have a wank! I said, God, it sounds like you need to. You sound a bit tense, pet. Second friend, I said, what would you do? She said, I'd just do everything. And I thought she meant like in a sexual way, like she'd fuck everything. I said, is that what you mean? Like you'd do everything? And she went, no, just all the little jobs round the house. But these old ladies, different generation to me, my friends. In their 80s they were. And one of them just said, Edith, what would you do if you're a man for a day? The other one said, no, on my luck, I'd get a Tuesday. And what can you do on a Tuesday? And my third friend, and I will leave you with this, my third friend took ages to answer. I said, come on, give us an answer. And she said, okay, the first thing I would do is go and find my ex-boyfriend and thwack my hard penis across his face and see how he likes it first thing in the morning. You guys have been lovely. Thank you very much. Good night. Thanks for watching. You know what would be great is if you liked and subscribed. I'm so needy. I'm so sorry. And why not come and see me live? The tickets are available at sarahmillican.co.uk. Put the kettle on and settle in.